Hello, everyone. Can you believe it? It's that time of year again. Already? Come on. Really? I just talked to Jason Wolf, and Jason said that we are renaming September to Poptember. That's right, folks. It's time for popcorn sales again. Why do we do this every year? Doesn't it just signal the end of summer? No, we do it for a couple of very good reasons. First of all, you are funding your scout troop. As you all know, a percentage of sales go back to your scout troop, and it helps us with our programming and fun activities. Your scouts can also win prizes, and more importantly, fund their scout account through popcorn sales. For example, I went to summer camp this year with my son, and the total cost for summer camp for my son and myself to attend was only $11, thanks to all of the popcorn he sold. The most important reason that we sell popcorn is that it delivers character. First, popcorn helps with goal setting. Next, your scout will develop communication skills as they go door to door and speak to people. Also, they will learn how to work as a team if your group does show and sells. Finally, and in my opinion, in a culture where everyone gets a medal, they will learn that not everyone is going to buy or say yes, and that they need to work hard to meet their goals. That's a very important life lesson. To finish, I would like to end this with a personal story about how Scouts has helped my son. This year we went to summer camp. He packed himself. He took everything he needed, and he packed himself when we left. On the way home, I could tell he was absolutely exhausted from camp, and I said to him, Alex, you can, when we get home, take a shower and rest. And he said to me, Dad, that's not fair. That's not the way this works. I'm in Scouts. I do my own thing. I will separate my laundry and I'll put all my gear away. If it weren't for his popcorn sales and his effort funding his camp, I never would have had that experience with him. Thank you and good luck selling popcorn.
So I want to talk about the impact of popcorn. In 2018. I think it's important that we realize the scope of our sale. A lot of times we get really focused on the unit that we serve in only our community, which is really important. But that is an impressive number. Over $1 million went directly back to all of these units in the room and in the UP. That's a lot of money, $1 million. Think of all those scouting adventures that happened because of a couple popcorn kernels. Yeah, thank you guys for that. Again, we had countless amazing scout experiences. And then I think it's important also, too, that we highlight that over $1 million went back for council improvements, which is, again, directly impacts you. That's camp improvements, that's camperships, program expansion, all that good stuff. So it's not only impacting units directly, it's impacting the council, which also impacts the unit. So $1 million, that's a lot of money. I want to congratulate the top selling pack and the top selling troop in the council last year. If you guys are in attendance, please stand. Pack 3940 in the Lake Shore District, Patty Finland was the unit colonel. They sold $43,605. Let's give Patty a round of applause. Our top selling troop was in the Voyager District, Troop 1173 in Voyager. Misty was the popcorn colonel. Are you here, Misty? There you are, Misty. Great job. They sold $17,310. So I don't know about you, but if I was a unit colonel, I would definitely want to pick their brains to see how they did that and how they structured their sale. So great job, ladies. All right, next up we have Nick. He is the president and CEO of Pecatonica Popcorn, which is the product that we sell, and he's here to talk about the products and a couple other things.
So first of all, I wanted to say thank you. And I've been doing this for a long time, and I do these kickoffs Saturdays, Friday nights, doesn't matter. And the one thing I wanted to just reach out and say is you're the ones that are doing the volunteering for your child and you're helping out. And it's a big commitment to be a colonel and to volunteer your time. And I wanted to say thank you. And the parents that aren't here, the parents that don't volunteer, the parents that drop their child off, and you pick up the slack. That's part of what we do. That's fair. But I will also tell you, as an old man now, and all my kids are grown up, you will never regret these times. You'll only regret the things you didn't do. Even as you're tired and you're shrugging popcorn all over and your back is sore and you're tired, in the end, you never look back and say, wow, I wish I wouldn't have done that. You always will say, those were hard but good times, and you'll only regret the things you don't do. So, thank you. We appreciate it. All right, let's talk about popcorn. What are we selling this year? Let's look at that one. All right, we'll start. Again, pretty simple. Start with the basics. We have the two $10 items. Boy, Alex, this is small. Two $10 items, yellow popping corn and classic. Oh, thank you. See, that's what I mean. So, and the $10 items are simple. Raise your hand if you're a new colonel in this group. Well, awesome. You haven't heard this joke. So I refer to those as the guilt purchase level. Just please get off my doorstep. I'm sick of seeing this kid buy something to get rid of them so I can get back to the Packer game. That's the $10 level. Then we jump that up to the 20. That's the meat of our sale. That's where most sales happen, is in that $20 category. So we want to have as much as we can in that section. Got the 3 microwaves. Got butter, got kettle, and you have sea salt light. No pepper, just sea salt light. I know you're all going to be happy. And the thing is, light popcorn is hard to make because it's light. Nothing that's light is ever great. So, but you need to have it. So we tried it with pepper, too aggressive. We brought it back to just sea salt light, and I think you're going to be happier with it, and so will your customers. Jalapeno and cheddar, those are mainstays. When we started selling jalapeno, I challenged you and said, you're going to sell somebody 1 can this year. The next year you're going to sell them 4 cans because they know they can only get it once a year. And after that, they're going to buy a case. I had somebody tell me this morning somebody ordered 3 cases of jalapeno cheese. So that's awesome. Again, we have the Packer tin, and I would tell people this is the year to buy it. They're going to go to the Super Bowl and we need to support our team. Oh gosh, I hope so. New coach, new year, we're going all the way. Then we get into the chocolate stuff, the mud puddles, peanut butter cup, chalk covered pretzels, and really the most exciting thing you sell. You're the only council in America that can say and do this. If I was a young seller, I would say, hey, I'm selling popcorn, and it's made with maple syrup from the camp that I want to use my money to go to. That's a win-win-win. Who can say no to that? It's just an awesome thing. When we started this experiment, Jason said, hey, we're doing maple syrup from our camp. I said, boy, let's try it. And it took a while to develop the recipe and to get it to all work. And, Jason, he drops those jugs off. He's there for 4.5 hours. And that's not talking to me. So I think it's a great recipe, and I think it's a great item, and I think your kids will have fun selling it. Last couple things, 30-pack double butter. Somebody oddly asked, why do you do 30 of the double butter? Why don't you do less? And I said, anybody who wants double butter, we're not going to mess around with anything less than 30. I like an entire week's supply when I make a purchase. The last 3 items are that gift tier, okay? So everything else is part of this one level, and the next 3 are the gift tier. And we have the trio, the cheese lover, and the chocolate lover. This year's chocolate lover is in a Go Pack Go tin. It's awesome. I think it's going to be exciting, a collector's item. You can say you bought this can the year they won the Super Bowl. And the thing about the chocolate lovers is, I call that the Uncle Brent tin, okay? Because, that's a tough sell. It's $50. But you always have that one family member or one friend who wants to be really cool and buy the most expensive thing on the flyer, period. In my world, that's Uncle Brent. He's single, so he can afford it. And that's what he does. He buys the most expensive thing, period. And so $50 is a lot for one item, but it's a lot of popcorn, and I think it's worth $50, but it sets the standard. So when somebody says, wow, $50 for popcorn, yes, but we have all kinds of ranges. We have 50, 20, 10, and so forth. So,
all right, so now let's talk about the different kinds of selling that we can do. So the first one is show and sell. Show and sell is where you go to where the people are, right? So you find a high traffic area, so a grocery store, a home improvement store, a festival, anywhere where you can set up a booth full of your popcorn that you pre-order, that you do not pay for, and you have interactions with customers that are coming and going, right? So it's you have the product there, they give you the money, you give them the product, you thank them very much for supporting scouting, and both of you guys go on with your day. Show and deliver, that's where the cute little Cub Scouts and the well-dressed Scouts BSA, boys and girls, are pulling their wagon around the neighborhood, or they're gonna be such good sellers, they need their mom and dad to fill the truck or the van with it. And you guys are knocking on doors, right? Door-to-door neighborhood. I would suggest that this is the most underrated type of selling because it takes a little bit more time, but it's going to be your highest yield. We must live in a hot spot neighborhood because I bought so much jalapeno cheddar last year from every single Cub Scout that came by. But it's hard for me to say no when they come to my door. They're making the effort. And I would suggest if you don't do show and deliver, that you encourage your scouts to try it this year. Heck, even try it for an hour, and I bet you'll get really great results. Traditional take order, which is the order forms that you guys have in your bags. That's where you take the orders, and then you deliver them the 3rd week in November when we get the product. And then the online sale. Online sale is probably our biggest opportunity for growth in this council. So we sell over $3 million in sales. Does anybody have a guess at how much of that is dollar-wise, how much we sell online? How much? 400,000. I wish. 50,000. It is less than $35,000 of our sale. Now, to me, if I was a popcorn kernel, I would be encouraging all parents to use this. As a popcorn kernel, you don't have to inventory it, you don't have to collect money for it, you never have to deliver it, and you don't have to squeeze it in your van when you pick it up. Is it a burning question or can it wait? Yeah. All right. Okay. Why don't they offer the you're like leading me into the next slide. So just give me 1 second. Yeah. Oh my gosh. You guys are just leading me into these slides. So yeah, just give me 1 second. So before we move on from this slide, I do want to talk about the new opportunity that we have with the show and sell. So let's go back to that one. That is where you set up a booth. And we have great council partners. We have great council partners in the festival foods, Roundies, and new this year, we have a council partner with Fleet Farm. Yes, very exciting. So festival foods and Roundies, because we sell so much popcorn, and units are so excited to get into those stores, we have overloaded their store managers with more work than they can handle. So they've come to me and asked me to centralize that system. So what we will be doing this coming week, I don't want to give you the wrong date, I wrote down exact date here. So this week, on Tuesday, the links for sign up for show and sell for Roundies and Festival will go live. I will send you a communication out. There's a sign up genius. I'm asking you guys, please, Scouts Honor, right? Like if you are not going to fill the slot, don't sign up for the slot. Also, don't go sign up for all 150 slots. So you'll get a confirmation. So just remember, just because you signed up for a slot doesn't 100% mean that you're going to get that slot. I'm going to try to not regulate it because I'm hoping everybody's a scout, right? And we want to make it fair for everybody. But I am just going to double check it to make sure that there's not one unit monopolizing every single sales slot. Also, if you sign up for a slot and a week out you realize, oh my gosh, all my parents went on vacation, they're not going to show up, let's communicate that, right? So send it to me and I can send it out to the area units and let them know that there's an opportunity available if they want to slide into your slot. For festival foods, there is a cart lobby contract that will also be posted online. When you fill a slot, you must show up to your time slot with that contract signed. And that's per unit. Very important. They will not let you set up unless you have that signed. Jason Planner. Oh, thank you. Sorry, Jason. So a weekday for festival, there is one time slot, and that's 4 to 7. So Monday through Friday, you can sell our sale dates. Again, this is all going to be listed. So the slot is 4 to 7. On Saturdays and Sundays, there are 2 slots per day that will be filled. There will be a morning slot and an afternoon slot. Again, it will all be spelled out in the web page that is sent out with all the sign-up geniuses. The sign-up geniuses will be per store location. All right? Fleet Farm. So we did just finalize that agreement yesterday. Because it's a new agreement, they want to keep it super local. So they're okay still with you contacting their local store managers. So if there's a Fleet Farm in your neighborhood, I will have the list, the exact contact for each store early next week. AJ is getting that to me on Monday, and I'll also share that with you. But so for Fleet Farm, you'll still contact directly. Festival and Roundies, it's extremely important that you guys follow this procedure and we do it centralized. We don't want to not be able to have that relationship moving forward. All right, so back to online sales here. So the PR Popcorn Store. Thank you, PR Popcorn Store. Thank you. All right, so again, there's, I don't know why this keeps flipping on me. So the attraction of selling online is you never have to touch, see, smell, feel this inventory. So you set up the scouts set up their scout profiles. They send it out to their contact list. Their contact list buys the popcorn. Free shipping this year. Yep. Everybody say thank you, Nick. Thank you. Free shipping this year, and all you do is collect the commission. That sounds pretty simple to me, right? The key to this is making the scout profile attractive and your message really exciting about why people that you're sending the link to should buy product. This also goes towards all the prize levels as well. So I know that's always a question. So whatever kind of sale, show and sell, take order, show and deliver, online sale, all that goes towards the scouts' prizes that they earn. The product mix. So that was a question up here. I don't know exactly why we don't have the full product mix. I'm sure it's an inventory and a logistics type thing, but this year we do have an expanded product mix online. We have some coffee on there. This is really small, Nick. We have some chocolate, We have, of course, the military donation, but so this is the online product mix this year. It is a little bit different, I'm sure for a very good reason, but this is what it is. So everybody can see that up on the screen, right? So much expanded over last, that's for sure. And the best part, free shipping, right? Great, yeah. All right, so to continue on with ways to sell, I wanted Nick to introduce this. I think this is really exciting, and a lot of you in the room every year ask me about this opportunity for card readers, for when you're doing show and sell. I sure know I don't carry cash. Nick, if you want to give this a very exciting news, and they all have the printout in their packet as well.
All right, so those of you that do show and sells, the one and the biggest no somebody says, especially if they just came out of Walmart, is I don't have any money. I don't have any cash. I would love to buy, but I don't have any. I don't have a checkbook. My wife has that. She only lets me have it once in a while. You've heard all of them, right? So a credit card reader is just a great way to reply to that. Because if somebody says, I don't have any cash, and a 9-year-old can say, well, we take credit card. It's pretty hard to come back with, oh, I'm not going to buy anyway. They're going to buy. If we get that far, they're going to buy. So I'm sure, raise your hand if you currently use a credit card, right? A lot of people are using them. And it doesn't matter what you use. Square, there's lots of Intuit, there's all kinds of options. Pay Anywhere is the one we found that's the lowest transaction fee. That's the only reason we're working with them. It's $269, and but you can use it. They all read the credit card. They're all very similar. Okay, what you do, you can go to whoever you want. Doesn't matter. You sign up. It's pretty simple, and then they send you the reader. Once you have the reader, when you take the credit card, the money goes right into the unit's bank account. It's that simple. And even though there's a slight processing fee, it's pretty minor if you're doing an entire sale. Okay? So, payanywhere.com, PR Popcorn's the link. You have a sheet in your packet. You fill it out. I try to do it. We have everybody in the office do it. I think the quickest was 2 minutes, and I took about 7. But it's pretty easy to get through and to answer the questions and to get it set up. And I think it's a great way to take your unit from here to here. I'm sure the $43,000 unit has a couple credit card readers to get to a level like that. So payanywhere.com. Check it out. If not there, go to Square or Google and do whoever you want. It's just getting that piece to help you sell. All right? Am I next? Oh, I'm next. So these are really exciting slides. Yes, ma'am. Yep. You can request how many you want. All right? So if you set up the account, it'll say how many readers do you need. And if you say 60, they might have a few questions. But if you say 4, you can get them. All right, so these are the Scout Boss things. And again, this is just, since there are so many new people in here, I wanted to run through how to sign up on Scout Boss. And the first one, everybody in here is registered to sell. So you've already seen this one, right? You log in, and you go from there. If you haven't logged in and you haven't set up a profile, you do that. But Scout Boss is really our kernel ordering system and ability to see how your sales going. So you log into Scout Boss. Again, create a new unit profile if you haven't already done so. There's a council key. It looks like most of you already have. So that's pretty simple. On that dashboard, those blue keys across the top, those are all your, show me what we did last year, show me how we're doing this year, show me who has online sales, who all these different pieces that you need to run your sale. One of them is how to enter into a winner circle in the prize program. So how to place your show and sell order. Pretty simple. You click on that. You go in. You're going to order everything by case because that's what show and sell is. You enter the numbers and you hit submit. Okay? Adding a seller ID for Scout Boss. Now, I promised this last year, and I am delivering. Every scout that was in there last year is going to be in there. When you log into your unit, if you're a new colonel, old colonel, doesn't matter, those sellers and their IDs are in there. The only ones you have to enter is a new scout. So if you have a new scout to your pack, and hopefully you have several, you're going to enter those new names in there. If you have somebody that's not in your pack anymore, they moved away. On the far left, there's a little box. You click inactive. And that way, when you look at your roster, you're just going to click above that as the active, and it'll show you all the active sellers in your group. The reason this is in there, it generates that seller ID, and by doing that, those sellers' parents get an email, the form email that says, here's how you set up your landing page with your video and so forth. Here's what you send on to your address book and how to introducing where the money's going to go, and hopefully that's in the video. And then that seller ID gets tagged, and it's all in your dashboard. So when that seller sells something, it clicks in. So if you're working towards a super prize, and they're getting close, they've done this much show and sell, this much door-to-door or take order, and then online sales, that helps them get to that final number that they need. And you'll have all access to that information on there. So, and then the winner circle, I talked back on I think Alex probably talked about prizes, but winner circle is something we do for the super sellers, and we just ask you to fill out the winner circle form online so we can make sure we get information and find out what that scout has picked for their winner circle prize. All right. Next thing I'll say about our website is just check it out. There's all kinds of stuff on there, and especially if you're new, go to prpopcorn.com. There's all kinds of links, and such as how to enter a scout for selling online. And it's a 2-minute video, and it's cartoon, but it's quick and it's easy, and it should answer every question that you have. There's one about how to navigate the site. So there's a lot of tutorials, and go to the site. There's nutrition information, because as you notice on your flyer, and thank you, I still have yours over there. On the flyer, there's no nutrition information, okay? Because we are actually trying to sell it. Once we deliver it, once we get their money, and we're a good block away, then they can look at the nutrition information and say, he said there was no calories in this. But all the nutrition information is on the website, and of course it's on all the packaging and so forth. But it's information, there's a lot of stuff you might need. Check it out, it's really worth it.
So all that nutrition information and the helpful tips that Nick was talking about, it's right here on the Pecatonica website. A lot of people miss that. I do link it to the council website. I don't link everything though, because I don't want to repeat an entire website. It's right here. It's very hard to miss. So this is just before you even log in to your Pecatonica account. Does everybody see that? My pointer right there. All right. Sorry.
All right. Good. The last piece is this. So if you have a large group and you are doing 3 or 4 different show and sells on 3 or 4 different weekends, and it's hectic, and those of you that are nodding, you know what I'm talking about. Kernel Tracker is an app that's on your phone that lets you move product back and forth to your sellers. And if you're doing that, I would recommend downloading the app. It's worth it. It's a nice tool we put together, and it's just a way to kind of manage inventory, move product back and forth with your sellers, and then at the end, you can create an invoice or a statement for each seller so that they know how much dollars they need to bring at the end to clean it up. But it's not for everybody. It's for really a group that's doing a lot of moving back and forth of product through show and sell. If your unit only does take order, don't mess with it. You don't need it. But if you're doing a lot of show and sell, check it out. I think you'll find that it's handy and can be helpful. You bet.
Let's give Nick a big round of applause. All right, so now that we know what we're selling, is my microphone on? Can you see me? Got it? All right, thank you, Scott. So now that we know what we're selling, and now that we know how to sell it, I want to talk about how we get your scouts, and especially your parents, really excited. Oh my gosh, we're going rogue here. There we go. How we get them excited to sell popcorn, right? We all know that the fall is hectic with fundraisers. You have school fundraisers, you have sports fundraisers, but we need to set ourselves apart. And I asked Patty Finland, who is the district colonel for the Lakeshore District and the unit colonel, as you saw, co-unit colonel this year? Yes. She's handing it over, begrudgingly, I think, a little bit. But for $39.40, they grew their sale. So how much popcorn did you sell in 2017? I think 17,000. 17,000, and last year they sold over 40,000. So for her unit, she's found that little magic sauce, and I asked her to share it with you to see if you could take a nugget, all of it, you could copy it, you could paste it. So Patty, if you want to talk about your unit kickoff and goal setting. Great, thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me? Okay, so Pack 3940, traditionally we always do what we call a popcorn blitz. I'm not sure who started that. I know Ben Dow, I took over for him. I don't know where he is in the room, but he's here somewhere. There he is. He always did a popcorn blitz where we just got together, we tasted popcorn, and then we went out to the 2 grocery stores in our area, and then we kind of walked through the neighborhood. So last year, I think our biggest selling point was that we now have 51 scouts in our pack. We started out, when I started the pack 5 years ago, there was 14 of our scouts. So we had 51 kids, and I think 42 of them sold popcorn last year. So we started out at Calvary Lutheran Church, who is our chartered org, and we just did a taste testing, got all the kids involved, and we handed out these sheets. And I can't remember off the top of my head where I got this sheet from. My best honest thing would be to Google it, and you'll find it. It's out there somewhere. Otherwise, I've got copies, and I can upload it. I can send it to Alex, and she can upload it. You try all the popcorn, and then you get all the kids to write, what they liked about it, and then what their favorite one was. Then they get the popcorn packet, and they could see their prizes and all the fun stuff that's on there. Then you give them this, and I believe this is out there somewhere too. If not, I'll send that to you too, and you can upload that. And these kids are smarter than we give them credit for, because they see the prizes they want, they add it up, and then they know what they want to sell. And I'd say 85% of all the scouts that we have at our popcorn blitz every year, they almost reach that goal, and some of them like blow it out of the water. So they're like huge numbers. And then what we did last year that I think was the big key point, the pack had enough money because we sold so much popcorn the previous year. We bought some bikes. We got some of the people in the area that donated a bike, and then we bought some bikes. So then every time they went out and they went to the grocery store and they sold because we do it 2-hour blocks, because 2 hours is enough for, the little ones. Every time they sold popcorn at the store and did a show and sell, whether it be in the grocery store, walking the neighborhood with another scout and another, couple adults, they got a raffle ticket, and then they got to put it in the bucket to win those bikes. And they saved all those tickets. And then on our turn-in night, they saw all 4 of those bikes sitting up on the stage, And then they were able to drop their tickets in those buckets. So if you can afford to buy some bikes or get some donations for an organization outside of scouting, but within scouting, to donate those bikes or buy them, I'm telling you, it works. We also had some families donate other merchandise, games and other stuff that they were able to take their extra tickets. I had one kid who had 63 tickets and he went home with a bike. So I'm expecting that same scout this year to probably do the same thing. We always have that big kickoff, like I said, and then after we're all done and we all regroup back to wherever you're having your kickoff, and then celebrate it and make sure you tell all those kids what a great job they did, because it's pretty astounding when they come back and you've sold, $2,500 worth of popcorn in 2 hours from all the locations. And always too, when you're out there, let everybody know in the community that 70% of that popcorn, or 70% of the profit, comes right back to scouting. And Pecatonica, it's generous that you guys are only keeping 30%. That's just blows my mind. And I always tell everybody, Pecatonica is a great supporter of scouting. So make sure you let them know that. And your unit gets to keep sometimes over half that amount. And I guess that's it. But like I said, don't forget, make sure you reward these kids with you don't have to give them anything, just a pat on the back and hey, nice job, high five, the round of applause, everything. It's rewarding to them. Ben. Oh yes, we challenged our kids. We didn't do it last year, did we? 3 years in a row, Ben offered his hair and his beard and his mustache. If our kids met the goal, when we get together and then you take all the kids' totals and then you total it all up and that's your unit's goal. And if you meet that goal, people like Ben say, hey, you can shave my head. All right. Well, and if you beat that goal, you can shave my head and my beard. Right? Not last year, but the year before, we had our scouts challenged. Well, Ben challenged them if they beat the goal. I think it was every kid had to sell an average of $1,200. So it came out to be $20,000 or something like that. That Ben would dye his hair, and so we chose that if we won, that Ben was going to get hot pink hair. I wish I had a picture because he did it. And he did it at pack night, at turn-in night, and all the kids were standing around. You should have seen how excited these kids were. So you got to think outside of the box, and those little tiny things throughout selling, they make a huge, big difference. And I think that's, why we sold $43,000 worth of popcorn. But Nick said before that with the card readers that we probably have a few of them, we don't have any. But I'll guarantee you we're going to get some. And we are going to blow it out of the water again this year.
Thank you, Patty.
Oh, one last thing too. If you guys have somebody who's got a big laminator, if you blow these up and send those out for show and sell at the stores, because some of us have a little problem reading.
Clearly a lot of us.
Laminate them, because sometimes it rains and it starts to rain, or crinkling it up, kids holding it, they bend it, whatever. These are awesome. And then you just laminate them and just have a few extra. I have a laminator at home, and I've been doing this. I thought, I'm not going to pay $5 to do this anymore. I bought a laminator. So these work great.
Great. Thank you, Patty. Let's give Patty a round of applause. Thank you. So what Patty was able to do without going through these very exciting slides is basically tell you, have an exciting party. And I think their secret sauce is, I don't know if you caught it in her system. So they have a kickoff in the morning with all of their families at their chartered organization. They send them out in the neighborhood for 2 hours and then gather back on that same day. So they don't say, all right, here's the popcorn sale. We'll see you in 2 weeks at our next den meeting, right? Because as soon as your families leave out that door, they've forgotten about popcorn because they have 10 million other things they have to do that day. So I think that's a little bit of a secret sauce to them. They send out for 2 hours, come back, and celebrate. So just an idea for you. So two, everybody is getting their tasting kits again this year, and then the bullet boards on your way out the door. And to what Patty said without really saying it is, if kids set goals, they're going to sell more popcorn. If a unit sets a goal, you're going to sell more popcorn. So if you have an end in sight, you'll strive for it. And that's true with anything you do in life, really. Instead of just saying, all right, let's go sell popcorn, if you say, all right, let's go sell $40,000 in popcorn, that's a little bit more of a charge for you. I wanted to quickly go through the bag contents. I'm not going to be laborious about it, but we put a lot of stuff in here. So we have unit money earning envelopes. We have take to work tents. And the difference of your take to work tent and your sales guide, these are made for your parents to take to work, right? So they fold in half, and your parents hopefully will set them in their break room with a nice little note about their son or daughter that's selling popcorn. It turns into a take order form on the back, and then they collect this. So that's the difference between that and the traditional take order form, which again this year has the prize guide attached right to it. I know this is a divided room, so if your unit decides not to do prizes, you will have to tear those off, but we have a lot more units that do the prizes, and trust me, this is very attractive to the kids and gets them really excited about selling popcorn. But the bonus prizes are on the back of the order form, so if you don't do the prizes, your kids still will see the bonus prizes that all kids qualify for. And then you have one big unit money earning envelope in there as well. If you guys are Cub Scout packs, raise your hands. Oh, wow, we got a lot of them. All right, so new this year, hopefully every Cub Scout pack got their string of lightsabers. Did everybody get these Cub Scout packs? If you didn't, see your folks at check-in, check your bag. So we're trying something new this year, right? So we have a lot of Cub Scouts that join in the fall, and a lot of them are afraid to even ask people to buy popcorn. That's a big fear to get over. So each scout that makes 5 asks, whether they get a yes or a no, this is an instant recognition for them that at your next den meeting or pack meeting, they will get this lightsaber as kind of a reward for making 5 asks, all right? That's our suggestion how to use it. If you guys have a better idea on how to use that instant recognition, that's great.
We love prizes, right? And if you're not doing the prizes, you want to know, how can I get money, right? So this year is the same as last year for the commission base. There is a 30% total base commission because you have already done the 25 by signing up and you attended training. There is the bonus, which you can get up to 8% for selling $325 on average per scout, or if you get all the way up to $500 average per scout, you will then receive 5% additional. So that is up to 8% additional. And then if you decide not to do these lovely prizes from the Keller Prize Program, you will get an additional 3%. So if you're doing the Keller Prize Program, 38%. If you're not doing it, you can get up to 41% back from your popcorn sales. So let's break out these prize sheets that we got this year for the Keller Prize Program. If you look at the front of it, down here, your lowest level, we are starting at $100. You will see that we have changed the patch this year. We no longer have the round patch with all the little additional pieces to go on the outside. We are build your own lightsaber this year. So you will receive the lightsaber handle for selling $100 worth, and then you will receive an additional patch for your military sale, online sale, because we're all going to push for those online sales for those relatives that live out of state, right? And then you have your all-star, your all-star level at the $400 level. And then you have your top seller, which has moved up to $850 this year. So if you check them out, we got great prizes at $350, $600, right? We even have Walmart gift cards at just about every level this year. So if you don't see a prize on there that you like, you're able to get a Walmart gift card for your Scout. Now, with girls in it this year, we have some girl-related prizes this year. So some of them actually get into the higher end too. So push those Scouts for those higher prizes. Now, we have some very special prizes. If you hit the $400 All-Star, you're going to receive a ticket to the Milwaukee Bucks basketball game, a ticket to the Wisconsin Herd, which we have partnered with this year. And the Wisconsin Herd are the minor league associated team that play in Oshkosh. Nice stadium, very, very nice to go to that. I've heard that there's a rumor if we have too many Scouts, they might have to do 2 nights because we already had too many Scouts go this last year that they had to add a second Scout night. So let's push them to make every night Scout night, right? You will also get a ticket to the Milwaukee Admirals hockey team, a Northern Michigan hockey ticket. So we've got one south and one north. So if you have your choice on which one you want to go to, but you can get both. And then, like always, we have the great Wisconsin Timber Rattlers game. If you weren't at the sleepover last night, it was awesome. The Rattlers, so hopefully they do better next year, right?
Point out, so the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers game is May 9th. I heard you guys that April was too early, and we pushed it back a week again for you guys.
All right, so after that, we have now moved into our 850 top seller bonus prize. Welcome back, Star Wars. This is to push all of your Scouts a little bit further than they did 2 years ago for the Star Wars prize, right? So, rumor is that this is the last Star Wars movie that this is going to be eligible for. So, make sure you push those Scouts. They're going to earn a free ticket to the theater. They're also going to get a free popcorn and soda. You can purchase additional tickets, up to 4 additional tickets for your family to go to that private screening. So last year in Appleton, how many screens did we have? Was it 8?
Yep.
8 screens just in Appleton for the Gathering Waters District. But you can pick a different theater. So if you're going to be in a different area, you're able to pick your theater that you would like to go to. That movie is going to be on December 21st. Rain, shine, snow, blizzard,
yeah.
Be there.
Yeah.
There are also going to be some very exciting things where we're going to have some more troopers and
At each location.
at each location this year, except for in the UP, right?
Yeah, they don't have a location.
Yeah. So they don't have a theater location, but at each of the other theaters, there will be Star Wars characters that your kids will be able to take pictures with before the movie. So make sure you get there early to get your picture with them and get yourself some refreshments and a seat. After that, we have the $1,000. This is brand new this year. Okay? We were looking for an additional item to help push some of those Scouts. So for every $1,000 that your Scout sells, they will get an entry into a drawing for a $250 Amazon gift card. There's only going to be one gift card that's given out, but your Scout will get an entry into that for every $1,000. So this isn't a, okay, they sold 1,000, now they got to get 2,000. No, every 1,000, you're going to get an entry into that. Now, we have probably the biggest prize. You don't have that one next?
Oh, not yet.
Oh, okay, I'll go through these ones next. She's going to make me hold out. So, these are our bonus prizes, right? These are not Keller Prize Program. So if you're not doing the Keller Prize Program, you can still earn these bonus prizes from Pecatonica. That's what you got to remember, okay? Now, there are 2 levels, but you can pick one prize. So if you hit the 2,500 mark, great. You can pick from the AirPods. You can pick the virtual reality headset, a 39-inch smart TV that you can see back there, the hoverboard, a 2-in-1 touchscreen laptop, a gaming bundle, remote control drone, or a $200 Best Buy gift card. Now, you've gone above and beyond that and hit that $4,000 mark. You can get a Nintendo Switch, an Xbox One, or a PlayStation 4. Well, my kid already has the Nintendo Switch and the PlayStation 4, and he's not interested in the Xbox One. What's my option? You can go back down and get a gift from the $2,500. But if you sell $5,000, you don't get two of the $2,500 gifts. You get one gift from the bonus as a thank you from Pecatonica for hitting one of those benchmarks. Right? All right.
And now.
So, for our grand prize that we are offering this year, we heard you last year. A lot of kids had fun at Badger Sports Park, but we want to push everybody a little bit harder. So this year we have a great program here. $5,000 in popcorn sales will earn you 2 tickets. Not just one, but 2 tickets. One for the scout and one for the adult that is going to accompany that scout. I don't know who's going to go with my kids. You will get to go to a sleepover at Lambeau Field on Saturday, February 15th. So after you've had Valentine's Day with your loved one on Friday, you're going to take off and take the kid and go up to Lambeau Field, right? You're going to get to do this is like the best thing that we've ever had. Okay? You get to have a sleepover at Lambeau Field. You get to experience a behind-the-scenes tour of Lambeau, a scavenger hunt in the Hall of Fame, a movie. There's going to be a special guest appearance. We've heard rumors, but I can't tell you who. So let's just hope that Packer shows up, right? You will also get a goodie bag, pizza, snacks, and a light breakfast. And then you'll have a chance to win some other prizes when you're there. So this is taking the place of Extreme Air and Badger Sports Park that we had done in the past. These are probably the best prizes. If you're not doing the Keller Prize program and our bonus prizes, I'm not sure what you're doing. I tried to do my own prize program one year. It was such a pain for me to have to find the stuff, get prizes, and then figure out, okay, who's getting what. They take out a lot of that work. You just got to keep track of what the kids sell. So,
Good.
what am I on to now, Alex?
That's it. It was
That's
just
it for
a
me?
recap. Yep.
All right.
Thank you, Jason. So who's excited to stay at Lambeau Field? So if I'm there for the sleepover, you know the special guest will be Aaron Rodgers, okay? That'll be your tip-off. All right, thank you so much, Jason. We are excited about our new and exciting bonus prizes, and hopefully your scouts will be just as excited too. So next up, we have Wendy that she's going to talk about calendaring and some logistics for you. Wendy is Jason is one of the popcorn kernels with the Gathering Waters District team, and Wendy is the popcorn kernel in Kettle Country. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Jason.
Thanks, Alex. All right, so you all have calendars in front of you. If you don't, they're in your bag. Every district has one that's a little different. So Kettle Country, my name's on the top of the list for the calendar. But the dates remain the same for pretty much everybody, except UP has a couple different dates I know in there. So the first date was today. You're all here for the kickoff. Woohoo! Because we're here to sell popcorn. Little weak, but we'll work on it. All right, so your next date at the Kernels, this is going to be number 1 for you, or if you got to go home to your troop and your units, September 2nd, Monday, September 2nd, 11:59 p.m. Those show and sell orders are due to council. So we can get those orders going and get those ready to bring out to you in September. Saturday, September 7th. Your scouts can start the take-home orders. So all those order forms that you have in your bags, they can start the take-home orders. You just don't have live popcorn. Then on Friday, September 20th, this is where all the fun begins and we lose a little hair on that day. All those trucks delivered to all your warehouses, all that wonderful, wonderful popcorn. Thank you. So you guys are going to sort all of it. All your units are going to come and pick up at your designated stops. You all know where they are. If not, it's also listed in there, and we'll go over that too. Saturday, September 21st. Parents, get your shoes and your wheels ready to go because those kids are going to go out running at 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. if they'd like to start selling that popcorn at all the storefronts, wherever you set up, if it's just door to door. Let them go hog wild. This is their fun time. This is where they shine. Let them go. Give them their tools. Let them go. All right, Sunday, September 29th. That is when the mid reorders are due. So if you're finding yourself low and you need to put in a reorder for more for your unit, that's the deadline date. Again, 11:59 p.m. That's our queue time. Friday, October 11th. That's when those reorders are in. And the distribution for that popcorn that came in will be done that night. Sunday, October 20th. Sad, sad day. The sale ends. No more popcorn. All right. The next page, and this one is just briefly to go over a couple different warehouses. Some of our areas have warehouses that have generously given up their warehouse to let us store the popcorn. This started last year for us, and it's been working. So you're able to, if you're finding that, say the pretzels aren't selling and you've got like 10 cases of it and you don't know what to do and you don't want to hold it till the end of the sale, this is the time for these special warehouses. You can exchange. So you can pick up more. If you need more caramel corn, that's the time to pick it up. If you don't want those pretzels anymore and you know they're not selling, that's the time to take it back. There's going to be forms there. We keep it going so that council has a tally on it for you, and you'll get a sheet as well to say I picked up or I dropped off. So while logistics up in Appleton, you have a couple dates, the September 26th, October 3rd, and October 17th, 4:30 to 7:30 p.m. You can show up during that time, anytime. You don't have to call and say, hey, I want to come over. Show up between those times. They'll get you going. Sheboygan County Food Bank, that's the other warehouse, 4 to 5 p.m. September 25th, October 2nd, and October 16th. Again, no appointment needed, just show up and they'll take care of you there. Might have one more warehouse, so kind of watch your emails. We'll let you know if that's going to happen as well. Yep, it'll all get emailed out from head council and get it all to everybody, so we're all on the same page. All right, so now we go to the post-sale wrap-up dates. So Monday, October 21st, it's a Wednesday, Monday 21st through the 23rd. Those designated nights will be wherever your area council is going to do the popcorn return night. So watch for that. Unit colonels, or district colonels, I should say, will be sending out emails to alert you of that so everybody's on the same page again. Then your October 27th, that's when all the take orders are due. That order has to be placed by 11:59 p.m. again. Monday, November 4th, all your prizes, your Keller prizes, individual prizes, all the scout sales for what they've sold, all those reports are due into the system at that time. If you have issues, please reach out to your district colonel and we'll get you in touch so that the computer can work with you and everything works to your best advantage this year. We don't want anybody struggling. I know we've had glitches in the past, so make sure you reach out. Friday, November 8th, the take order distribution again will happen at the various locations that have been set up. Wednesday, November 20th, your show and sell reorder payments are going to be due. So there's two payments. Everybody is set up for an ACH direct withdrawals from your account. These two dates here are very important. So that's kind of the cue for you to take the money that you've all collected and get that in so that the first payment can happen. Council gets happy. Pectonica gets happy. And then the final payment to wrap up 2019 is December 6th. All the take orders, the online sales, your second payment happens on that date. Any burning questions?
Yep, so understand. And it's insane on our part too to get the popcorn turnaround. So I have been working with Brian Arndt, who is my contact at Pecatonica, and I didn't want to promise and then not deliver, but we do have all of our deliveries from Pecatonica scheduled for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at the latest, which would mean we should be able at all locations except the UP because of their distance to do a Thursday distribution. So keep your eye on that. I kept it at Friday, right? Under promise, over deliver. So watch for that, and it will be specific to your location. But yes, we hear you. All right, are these burning or can they wait so we can keep moving?
That's a good one.
Yes.
If we have already set up the ACH for last year, do we have to do it again?
You do have to do ACH paint or setup every year. That link will be live on Monday morning. You must, every unit must set up ACH payment every year. Please do not make me turn into a bill collector. I am horrible at it. We have ACH payment set up for your convenience, so you don't have to get a check to us. You don't have to worry about it. I send the invoices out early so you know what's taken out of your account. So please do that as soon as possible. Thank you for that reminder, Patty.
And you get to keep more money too.
And you get to keep more money, right? If you don't do ACH, that is a 5% deduction on your commission.
Looks like we may have a burning question.
Burning, or can it wait? Okay.
So the online sales, if I'm going to order online, why would I need, does the customer pay there?
Yes.
Yes, so the ACH is for your show and sell and your take order. So your commission that you earn for online sales is actually credited to you. So we take less of the money that you owe for your actual product that you sell. If you do all online sale, we will owe you money. Does that make sense? Yep. If you only do online sale, we will send you ACH on that date up there. Without me looking at it. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Wendy.
All right.
Everybody give Wendy a round of applause. All right, so we're almost home, so hang in there with me. I wanted to bring back, and I felt strongly about talking about this one. I wanted to bring back your guys' unit kernel incentive. We did this 2 years ago. I saw a couple of people in the room with their fleeces on, and that made me really happy. I think a lot of popcorn kernels, because it's not a registered unit, right? Like, you guys don't get the recognition that you deserve. It is a lot of work. It is a lot of counting popcorn. It is a lot of chasing that dollar. And so we're bringing back the unit kernel incentive. Everybody got a unit goal when you guys checked in. I had a couple units come and ask me if they could raise their goal. What do you think I said?
Yes.
Yes. Right. So if you hit that goal, this is a mock-up, by the way. I don't know if they'll let me print that Star Wars-like image on there. But you guys, we're going to get some nice hooded sweatshirts, pullovers for you guys again, so you can wear it loud and wear it proud and let everybody know that you're the unit kernel and that you guys did a fantastic job at your sale. All right, so new this year recap. So we have, clearly I need to brush up on my PowerPoint skills, right? So that was all supposed to be. So for the Cub Scout packs in the room, you guys have the lightsabers for just making 5 asks. That's something added for the sale this year. We brought back the unit kernel incentive. Open warehouse hours is not new, but I wanted to highlight it again. Again, that is where you can show up. You make no appointments. You bring back corn that isn't moving, and you pick up corn that you guys cannot keep in stock. New this year in red, I put in red, not because I think it's a negative, but I wanted to really draw some attention to it. I'm sure you guys have all read it by now. We are taking no chocolate product returns. And let me explain to you the reason why. I fielded no less than between 75 and 100 phone calls of customers who had received product from a Scout that they were very happy to support, and it was a chocolate hockey puck. How do you think that made them feel about buying Boy Scout popcorn? Not great, right? And they're mad at me. They are mad at me because I don't know the scout's name to give them that sold the popcorn that they could get a new product for. So we made the decision as at the district level, our council popcorn team, that once you take that chocolate product, it is yours to keep. So be cautious on ordering that for your show and sell. So anything that has chocolate in it, we will not take back once you have it in your possession.
Can you cover explicitly which one that is?
Sure. Yeah. Can I have a great question. Great question. So that will it'll start with the mud puddles, peanut butter cup, chocolate covered pretzels, and chocolate lovers. And I'll add this in a kernel journal. Those are coming back, so you guys will have it in writing, but good question, right? And I had no calls about trail mix. I think that's insulated enough and the chocolate is small enough that won't turn into a chocolate hockey puck. And again, the product still tastes fine, but it's just not pleasing to look at when you have to, chip it apart. And it's not a negative, it's purely a customer service decision, and I hope everybody can understand that. Credit card, okay, so on to more positive stuff. Credit card readers, so those are free to you guys this year. That's really exciting. I think we may move a little bit slow in scouting when it comes to technology, but I'm excited that we're finally catching up and we're able to offer that service to you guys. The Lambo overnight experience, who is excited about that? What? You guys are very excited. Who's excited about that? Yeah, I'm really excited. And I swear, like I said, if I find out that special guest is Aaron Rodgers, you bet I'm going to get my cot out and I'll be there with you guys. So you can't really see it in blue, and I'm not going to try to force this technology here because clearly I'm having a day with it. But the website is not new, but I wanted to bring that to everybody's attention. It is all up and running. Anything you need for pre-sale and during sale, which is 95% of during sale, I bet you can answer almost any question you have if you take a second to visit that popcorn page. Please save that as a favorite and reference that. Encourage your parents to reference that. District colonels and I are happy to answer questions, but a lot of times you need an answer now. And I don't, fortunately, my job does not allow me to sit at my desk all day. So I want to answer you. I try to answer you as quickly as possible, but save that in your favorites.
Can you read that one time for those of us who can't see it?
Yeah, sure. It's Bay Lakes, BSA.org/popcorn. Thank you. And I'll send that in a kernel journal again this year. You're welcome. Festivals and roundies sign up for show and sell. That's new this year, right? That may make people a little uncomfortable, but I think it's going to streamline the process, and I think it's going to be a positive outcome. And then the Fleet Farm partnership. So I'm excited about that. They are really excited to have the scouts out in front of their stores this year, and we have a really good brand connection with them. And then the last thing that Nick did not mention when he was going through the product lineup, did anybody notice a tin that's different this year? A brewer tin. Who loves their brew crew in here? Yeah. I love my brew crew. They're not doing so hot right now, but hopefully that'll turn around. And so I'm excited to have a brewer tin this year. And that's all I have we're going to come back to questions. Is it a burning question?
Well, it kind of is. Just an observation, the Star Wars movie thing for $850, that's the day after it's released.
Yeah, it's always.
So a private showing for a huge movie the day after it's released, that's pretty big.
Oh, thank you. Good. Well, I'm glad you said that. Yeah. So we love it. And I know Jason mentioned it, but there will be characters at every single location. So it's not just the movie experience. It's going to be quite an experience for all the scouts that earn it. So thank you for saying that. We have a great partnership with Marcus Theater.
I have a quick Big Farm question.
Yeah.
Because our unit was going to work with them last year, but we were though?
What do you mean, like at their storefront?
They couldn't be inside the store. And I know late September, October, we had rain and
Oh.
outside was a practical place to sell.
I don't know the answer to that question. I can find out and make sure to communicate it in a Kernel journal. But I know, I'll find out for you.
Most of the time it's inside by carts or something, but they just...
Yes, sir.
My pet did do a flea farm last year, and we were allowed to be in between the doors, so we were not actually outside.
So I'll talk with my contact and just clarify that that can happen. Great. All right, so now I want to introduce our fearless leader, our Scout executive, Jason Wolf.
Eat a lot of popcorn. What's your favorite flavor? Come on, let's go. What is it? What is it? Eat a lot of bear paw maple syrup pecan popcorn. Eat a lot of double butter popcorn. Eat a lot of popcorn. What's your favorite flavor? Chocolate what? Eat a lot of everything chocolate popcorn. Woo! All right. You got to have fun with this. My name's Jason Wolf, Scout Executive, Bay Lakes Council, Boy Scouts of America. Proud to be here with you. Thank you for what you do. Great question. Before I talk about popcorn, there's a few other things that I need to just touch on. Two of our awesome camp properties, Bear Paw Scout Camp and Gardner Dam Scout Camp. May 19th, a big storm came through our camps. Everyone's safe. July, sorry. Woo, it's going too quick. May. All right. Maybe there was another storm. Thanks for the correction. But the good news, everybody was safe. Gardner Dam had some trees, power outage. We had to move some program around. Bear Paw, lots of trees. Lots of damage. Everyone is safe. Lots of people came to help, and we're very thankful for that. Easily, 40 loads of timber was hauled out in the first 2 days at Bear Paw. When you see the timber trucks loaded with logs going to the mill, 40 of those went out in the first couple days. Our loggers are still there, making camp safe. Loading the trees. We're working on the buildings, and camp will be back to normal again. It looks different, let me tell you. When you walk down to see the beautiful, I call it the money shot at Bear Paw Scout Camp, and you look at the lake, you can see a lot more of the lake. Our shower house and the aquatics building there are going to need to be remodeled. They took some unwanted hits by some huge trees, but things are on the road to recovery at both of those camps. On the day we got power back at Bear Paw, there wasn't a telephone pole or a power line that was still standing. 26 of the electric trucks, the men and women that came in to restore power to Bear Paw Camp, 26 trucks were in camp. It was quite a sight to watch them come in, fix everything, and leave. Very thankful for the support of everybody there at Bear Paw. There's something else happening this fall. What is it, Becky? That's right, fall recruitment. Scouting is strong. Scouting is safe. Scouting is growing. Scouting is what? Strong. Scouting is safe. And scouting is growing. 26 brand spanking new Scouts BSA troops for girls. Give our volunteers and our families a hand for that. And still growing. We expect in the next year, in 2020, we will add another. Our goal will be 40 new Scouts BSA troops for girls in the Bay Lakes Council. Scouting continues to grow, it's safe, and we are strong. And we're strong because of people like you that take the extra steps to make things happen. One of the things I'm asking for, unrelated to popcorn, but you can tie it in, is that we have great stories to tell. Our team can't tell every great story. You can tell every great story. You can tell the story about a scout that did a good deed at camp, about the fun that you're having shaving somebody's hair off because of meeting an objective for some kind of product you may be selling, right? Popcorn! By the way, thank you to everybody that did not eat the red rubies, the dried cranberries back on the plate, because that's my favorite part of eating white ruby popcorn. I think I've got them all. There's a few there still. But share your stories, Facebook, local newspapers. And if you have stories to tell and you want our help, please let us know at your scouting headquarters here for Bay Lakes. We'll help move those stories forward, but we need your help with that. Let's talk a little bit about popcorn. Not everybody's clapping. Popcorn! There we go. I haven't made you do this yet. So the kickoff is super important, as we've heard. The kickoff is where it starts. You cannot do this alone. Expand your wings and pull people in to have fun and make that event crazy fun with everything you do to bring energy to those young people and those families. These goofy flashlights have a purpose, and there's a reason for our Cub Scout packs. Last year, our number of sellers in our popcorn program for our Cub Scout packs, there were 500 less young people in Cub Scouting that sold. So we did some research and we found that our new recruits and our new families, they were hesitant. They weren't sure if it was going to work. So this is important with these little flashlights to get them to try. And we know that asking families or somebody to help support scouting through purchasing popcorn, 5 times they will get a sell. And they will feel good about it. And the parents will understand that this program works. Unit goals are important. Den goals are important. Individual goals are important. Yes, I've been involved as a unit popcorn colonel when my youngest son, was a seller. He had a goal. His den had a goal. His pack had a goal. His troop had a goal. They were very successful. And as we heard about earlier, it's all those extra things that you can do as a pack to complement everything else that's happening in the program. It's the pizza party. It's the shave the head, color the beard. Maybe it's throw a pie in the face. All of those things work to bring excitement to what you do as the colonels. Build a team. Use the lights. There's 6 words that I trained my scouts in. Would you like to support scouting? Yes, we worked on it in our pack meetings and our den meetings. It was not, do you want to buy some popcorn? No. It was, would you like to support scouting? And then they were quiet. And then they held on to the form. And they offered it to the customer. These are those little tricks I'm telling you of my son and my den and my pack. How they were selling $30,000, $35,000 worth of this product to support scouting. Would you like to support scouting? Hand the flyer to the customer. They'll say, oh, what's this? What is this about? It's about popcorn. But if you can train your young people and the parents in that, would you like to support scouting? That's a key first step. A caution I want to give you is with our awesome stuff with growing the program here this fall with fall recruitment. One thing that we really need to be careful about, we're going to welcome over 4,000 new families to the program of scouting, to our scout family here over the next several weeks. When they come to their first meeting, be cautious that it's not, welcome to the Cub Scout pack. Here's your popcorn stuff. You need to go sell $3,000 worth of popcorn. That turns people off. Be cautious and be careful how you work with those new families. We want them to participate, but that's feedback that we have received. Just be cautious with that. Some of my son's other tricks that I want to tell you about. It was all in the pitch. Would you like to support scouting? We borrowed a neighbor's golf cart, decorated it. He got to drive. He thought that was pretty cool. And we covered a lot of neighborhoods. I spent a lot of time in that golf cart chasing my son as he did this. Easy. He made up some flyers that he left at people's homes that were not there. Sorry I missed you. Please call me. And we had made, yes, Dad helped him a little bit. We made copies of what they could order and a phone number to call me. And it worked. We'd have orders being dropped off at our house for the neighbors that knew us. And I had phone calls back to myself so he could get more orders. Yes, he had a sheet that went out with every order. Thanks for your support. I'm going to camp because of your help. When you eat this in the first week, call me back and I can get you more. So there was a way, it was a touchback flyer that he could receive more sales from, and it worked. Repeat customers within the same sale, sometimes multiple times. Those are some easy tricks. You have those easy tricks. We're thankful to our partners that opened the doors for our scouts to do the show and sell. Piggly Wiggly, I don't know if they'll let us in or not. We know Roundy's is, Festival, Fleet Farm. Where else do you go? Walmart. Where else? Sam's. Lowe's. Credit unions. Church. That's where our pack found a lot of success. A lot of those places, but places of worship also are great places to do show and sell. Believe me, my family got tired of it when we'd be driving around and Evan and I were looking. He'd say, Dad, there's a great place. Let's go talk to that manager and see if I can set up and do a show and sell there. Who did they ask? Not Dad, my son. It works. But think of those different locations. There's sporting events you can be at, places of worship, and other businesses. Through all of this, first we really need to thank our partner in this with Nick and Pecatonica. Nick, we're going to blow you. Stand up. All right, we're not going to clap. We're just going to blow him a big kiss. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Nick's given us a lot of love. He supports us. It's a phenomenal product. And you guys do a phenomenal job. And it starts with you. And we're very thankful for what you do to lead this program that does change the lives of our young people. It is about selling a product. It is about popcorn. But those dollars that come back to our units and your scouting family here are put to good work. And it does change the lives of our young people. I know I've seen it in my scouts. They're better people when they get out. They do this thing, then when they bring it to real life, they can talk to adults. They're more confident, and they get things done. They learn how to set goals and objectives. But Nick, we thank you for your support, and I thank you. I just returned last night from a big meeting with my fellow Scout executives from all across the United States. We were gathered in Texas. And they know that we are one of the top selling Boy Scout families in the nation, with a sale that touches and goes over $3 million. They ask, what's our secret sauce? Well, first I tell them, it's the product, because people love our popcorn. And then I talk about you, our unit leaders and our colonels that give that extra effort to make things happen. It's the shaving the head. It's the pizza parties. It's just that little extra clap. It's singing those goofy songs. That's how we do what we do. and I raise you up to them in great things. Thank you for what you do. Our teams will be around to answer questions. I'm going to give it to Alex, but I just can't say thanks enough for your dedication to our young people. And I look forward to seeing us hit. Alex really secretly told me the big goal for this year is $4 million worth of popcorn. But and hats off to Alex and our other district colonels. And I'll be in the back if you have questions. God bless.
Great. Thank you so much, Jason. So now we're on to the question and answer phase. So just a reminder, if it's a district-specific question and you're not sure, you can still ask it, but I'm going to redirect you to your district colonel. Chris, this year I don't have two Chris's, thank goodness. So I have Chris and Jason Splinter who are going to run around with a microphone. Do one of you want to come get this handheld and the other get off of Jason? That would be great. We did have one question from the UP, so we'll start with that one. UP, if you do have other questions, I don't have my cell phone on me, but why don't you text?
Give them my phone number.
It's fine. Why don't you text? Who did they text before you? Oh, text. Keep texting Christopher, and we'll answer those questions. So somebody in the UP had a great question. They asked what those little symbols meant on the product lineup. The UD means that it's kosher, and the GF means that it's gluten-free. So good question. I get that every year, and every year I have to call Pecatonica and ask them. All right, so the UD is kosher, and the GF is gluten-free. All right, we have our first question, Jason, and I'll repeat the question for the UP.
Okay, because I talked to you personally, but others might have an issue. They got my registration numbers wrong. How do I get envelopes? I don't want to have to drive to Appleton to pick up 4 envelopes.
We'll get them for you. Chris Weber, yep.
Which of the start dates are for online sales? Is it the date taken show?
So the question was, when does the online store open? August 26th is the answer. Good question. Jason.
Okay, along with the when does it start, when can they end their online sales? And then I have one more question.
Right, prizes. Right, so they can end, you can sell. For prizes, it goes with the calendar, right? So for the prize, but December 2nd is when the official, so you can still earn commission, but it just won't go towards the prizes after the calendar.
And then the online popcorn, does that come in tins or is that in bags?
It's what the product mix is. There are no tins in the online mix. Right, so no tins. Good questions. So for the UP, the question was, does the online popcorn, are there tin options? The answer is no. All right, Chris?
2 questions real quick on the online sales. Do they have weights or anything on stuff? Like it says 2 coffee bags. Do they have a weight of how?
I'm sure that information is online. Yep.
It wasn't there, so I wasn't sure.
Yep.
Second thing, where are these actually sleeping on Lambeau Field in February?
No, oh gosh, no. I would be a freaking magician if I could pull off anybody even being able to touch the grass on Lambeau Field. No, good question. So for the Lambeau Field experience, you will actually sleep in the atrium.
Yeah, Alex, will that be the Saturday after they win the Super Bowl?
Yes, the Saturday after they win the Super Bowl. Who wouldn't want to be at Lambeau? Yes, ma'am.
Just a quick question about an $850 prize. It was a free ticket to the movie theater. Then how does the parent or whoever's taking the scout get their ticket?
Great question. So the question was, how does the parent or whomever is taking the scout who earned the movie ticket to the Star Wars movie get their ticket? So there is a link that is sent out to all qualifying unit colonels that have qualifying scouts. And you register either, you have to register your scout and then any additional tickets right on that link.
Okay.
But it's not on the website yet. It's sent out after that portion of the sale. Good question. So, and also you can buy up to 4 additional tickets, but it's a hard stop at 4 per Marcus Theater. I don't know why. But. There you go. Oh, sorry, Chris.
I've got three things. First, on some of the printouts, the product sale website, it's /product sale, but that doesn't work. You have to add a hyphen, product hyphen sale.
Okay.
On the website itself. So just so you're aware of that.
Thank you.
/popcorn, though, whatever's on the slide, that does work. First question then is, on the Fleet Farm and Roundy's signups, is a thought for individuals to sign up, scouts or packs?
Good question. So for the show and sell booths for Roundy's, and thank you, I didn't even mention that. So Roundy's festival, really any show and sell booth sign up is going to be a pack initiative, right? So it's going to be through your pack or your den. I would not, that's going to get really crazy if we have individual scouts trying to sign up for slots. So you need to organize that as a unit colonel. That's part of your position description, is to organize the booth sales. And then just like I help organize it at my level, and then I ask you to organize it at your level. So good question. Thank you. Jason?
My question's in regard to online sales. For the scouts who are signed up from last year still, what is an easy way to regenerate that email out to the parents as a reminder?
Yep. So when you go into the system, there's, I forget exactly what the blue box edit. So it says edit, and when you press that, once you deactivate or add any new scouts, it regenerates the email that goes out to the parents.
Okay.
Good question. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just to take on to that,
Sorry.
I found if you just update that existing scout and don't change anything, it kicks off the email too. So if you don't have,
There you go. So if you update that and you don't have to change anything. Did you still have a question?
yeah, that wasn't my question, sorry. For the pay anywhere credit card transaction, the fees, where does the fee come out of? Is it the pack? Does it go to the buyer or back to the council?
So the unit incurs that cost.
Okay.
Yep, good question. Yes, Jason.
A scout that just crossed over this past February was in a pack in a different troop now. So do they sell the same online? Do they have to create a new scout ID for online sales?
Yeah, so that I was just gonna say, so it is with the unit. So the pack will deactivate that scout, and then you'll have a new ID with the troop. Scott.
Yeah, we had a question from the UP, and they were asking a question about the sign up as well, saying they were wondering why an email would get sent to somebody who was just inactivated.
I don't know. Let me find out more about that. I'll reach out to Brian Arndt, who's my contact at Pecatonica, and I'll include that in, if they want to email me that directly, but I'll include it in one of the first Colonel journals as well. Yep.
We're a new unit, and our Cub Master had heard that there's an additional 5% for new units. Is that correct?
That is not correct. But what there is for brand new units, how many brand new units to the sale do we have this year? Yes, so exciting. So those new units get free $500 worth of product to sell. So you get that full $500, and that will be, you can pick that up at show and sell. So it's a set product. You don't order it. It will show up magically for you at show and sell pickup. Good question.
And they get a free banner?
And they also get one of the vinyl banners, right?
And they don't return it.
Yes, do not return the product. Sell that $500 in products. Yep, yep.
I have a question about the the sporting tickets. Last year, in our group, went to get the Milwaukee Bucks ticket that the child earned, and every single game was sold out, so we ended up having to pay for the ticket.
Okay, so Milwaukee Bucks went on an amazing run last year, right? That's awesome. What wasn't awesome was that all the scout days sold out. So I've reached out to them. So they are offering additional tickets this year. So if you had that happen to your unit where you tried to go to the Milwaukee Bucks game and all the scout nights were sold, all I need is an email from you with the scouts' names listed, and my sales rep there is sending them free tickets. Oh, sorry, Chris, yes.
When we signed up for Pick and Save, which is Roundy's in our area, there was a a Roundy's wide Sign Up Genius already.
Yep.
So are you submitting a second one?
No.
You're not going to use that one anymore?
So Roundy's, right. So Roundy's has given me their Sign Up Genius, but they want me to handle that. So
it's the same one.
Right.
It's just, okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. So they came late into the game. I think they might have heard what Festival was doing, and they're like, hey, can you take this over for me? Yeah, great. Yeah. Yes.
You know, I had a couple of questions about receiving a commission for the sales. So they're related. First, for the online sales, just I'm kind of new at this, kind of overseeing things now. So if I go ahead and we sell something online, or maybe with the Square Reader, whatever we're getting to payment system, will I go ahead and I'll get the full payment, the retail price for the product, but then I will deposit that full amount into my bank account, and then at a later date, I will go ahead and pay you the wholesale cost.
Correct. So just to clarify, so that's not an online sale. So if you're using a card reader at a show and sell, that would be considered an in-person transaction.
Okay.
Okay, so two separate things, but you were correct in the process then. So after you collect all the money, whether that's through the card reader, check, cash, you put that all into your bank account, and at the end of the sale, we only take the portion that's due to us, and you keep the commission from the get-go.
But that would be at that designated date.
Right.
And also, as far as, let's say somebody pays with a check. So they'll go ahead and they'll pay me for the full retail price, but I will send, or will I keep that money, or will I send, can they make that payment out to Pecatonica or?
No.
Okay.
So this is my suggestion on how it goes. So if you have family selling, the checks should be made out to those families, and the family, and you guys can change this, right? It's your unit. Then the family gives one check to the unit, and the unit pays the council one time. Or you can have the individual customers make the checks out to the units directly. The unit pays the council one time. So either the check's going to be made out to from a customer, either PAC, I can't see your number, 4094, or it's going to be made out to you personally, and you're going to pay the unit.
And one last follow thing, and I'll end it right here. Now with the let's say so somebody goes ahead and you give them the link, and they buy it online.
Yep.
So for that sale, then will we receive something later on from Voyager at a later date?
Yep. So the way online, so for any online sales that you make, basically that commission portion of the sale, so say you owed for your portion $1,000, but you earned, let's say you had a really good online sale. So you earned $500 in unit commission for your online sales. So basically, I would take that $1,000 and say, oh, no, I owe you $500 for the unit commission. Only pay me $500. Does that make sense? Great.
Alex, this question's related to that.
Sure.
It's more of a comment. We do not have checks made out to any members of the troop. I don't think that's wise, personally. We have checks made on the envelope. You can put right on here when they show their customer, make checks payable to, and we write, our troop committee writes in every one of these, troop 6712. Great. So that there are no personal checks.
Great.
Suggestion.
Thank you. Chris?
I have a couple of questions. First of all, do you have a time that the signups for Festival and Roundies is going to go up on Tuesday?
We will be patiently waiting.
You will be patiently waiting, and I will be working as feverishly as I can to get it out. It's going to go, I'm going to make it live at night so most people are home. I'll send a note out either on Monday or Tuesday morning to let you know exactly when it will go live. Okay. I don't want to tell you at 7:01 and then at 7:02 my phone is lighting up because it's not up there. My goal is Tuesday night, and but I will continuously communicate with you guys to let you know for sure.
Okay, perfect. Also, I'm just wondering if you have an approximate amount of popcorn sales that the kids would have to achieve to, say, pay for camp. as a goal?
Sure. So it's going to be dependent, right? So if your unit will earn 35% commission, so it costs about $300 for Boy Scout camp. Does anybody know the exact amount? Are you a Cub Scout pack or Boy Scout troop?
Cub Scouts.
185. 185 to go to Rocolio. So you would have to sell, somebody help me with math, $600 for a scout to get to Rocolio.
Okay. And then finally, we have quite a few families, as I'm sure all of these people do, who have multiple kids in one family. What do you recommend is the best way for those families to deal with multiple popcorn sellers?
I would say make it. Do you have a good policy at your pack, Patty?
What we do is we have a family, we have a couple families and there's 2 or more kids. And we always take let's say there's 2, then the goal to go to camp for everything to be. What we do is if there's more than 1 kid, for instance, we have a particular family, they had 2 kids, and the goal was to sell $900 worth of popcorn, which paid for the next year's program and send them to camp at no cost to the parent. So because there was 2 of them, we just kind of decreased it. So instead of paying making them pay $1,800, we just put it to $1,400 for both those 2 kids. And then to get them to reach that goal as a team, we encourage them to sell together and work as a team. If they went door to door, then they split that. And
right. So is your question more about prizes?
Well, just the whole thing. I mean, I went from 1 to 3.
Oh. Yeah. Right, so that's a good question. So honestly, it's self-reporting, right? So when you report how much each scout sold, it's really a scout's honor, unless there's something way out of whack on that sheet, and then I'll check it. So, but the downfall of scouts selling together then is if they're trying to earn the Lambo experience, and all 3 of them sell $5,000 total, it would be hard to divide, 1 kid in, because you only get 2 tickets per. So I'm sorry that was not a great definitive answer for you, but hopefully it's helpful. But does anybody have any good, and then you guys can maybe connect after? Do you have a good solution?
Suggestion for everybody to bring adults in. We did the same thing. We cash out your own prizes. So we have a level for kids to go to camp. And then what we did is we kind of did the math. So for a kid to go to camp, it's $900 what we had from last year. And then what we do is you can bring a friend. If you get to $1,400 in sales, you can bring a friend. A friend could be the parents. A friend could be another kid. It helps you promote parents and kids at camp. Just an option.
Great, thank you. All right, just a couple more, and then we'll get you guys out of here. Yes, Chris Weber.
My question is related to that percentage payout. One, I saw it up on the screen. Is there a printout of the percentage payout?
You betcha. Yep, it'll be online. And actually, this entire presentation will be uploaded on the site as a PowerPoint, so you can download it and change it for your unit kickoffs.
It was mentioned earlier that if the popcorn kernel is going through, and let's just use a round number, it states that our pack has 25 scouts, but in fact, 5 don't return, and we only have 20 active.
Yep.
So we click inactive. Is our sales per scout based on 25 or based on 20?
Yeah, it's based on 20. We take your June 30th membership that's in our ScoutNet system. We do that so we don't, for any kids that have aged out or are no longer active, so we don't take those off, but we also don't add in all the new kids that you recruit in the fall. So that number is based on your June 30th membership in the ScoutNet system, which are registered youth.
So if we inactivate a scout, we're still held to the number that we've been given today.
The Pecatonica system lives over here, and that's a popcorn system. Our Boy Scouts of America registration system lives over here, and that's a different system. So if you deactivate a scout, that's going to affect who has an active link for an online selling profile.
But I still don't understand. So if we started with 25 and we start the year with 20, will the sales per scout be based on 25 or 20?
25.
It'll be based on 20. Okay.
Yes.
For festival, Saturday and Sunday, what's going to be the time slots?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Festival for show and sell? Saturday and Sunday, you said
Gosh,
morning
now
and
you're,
afternoon, you know the
yeah,
time?
you're really testing my brain here. So there's like, they built in an hour-and-a-half break. So I think it's maybe 8 to noon and then 2 to 6, I think it's something like that. Don't quote me on that. I have it written down, but, all right, 3 more questions and then we'll wrap it up.
Hi, the chocolate sales, no returns.
Yeah.
That's on everything, correct?
Everything,
Your
yeah.
troop takes
Yep.
that in, you're responsible.
Yep, good question. Thank you for, all right, 2 more.
We're hopefully adding more scouts in our fall recruitment, so how do we get more flashlights?
Flashlights, yes. So I did give out as many as possible. I do have a couple of extra. So work with your district colonel, your district executive, and myself, and I'll get you more flashlights.